Succession giant Aramark said it's reached a deal to sell half of its ownership stake in the San Antonio Spurs for $100 million, according to a report from Sportico. Aramark CEO John Zillmer reportedly said in a call with Wall Street analysts yesterday that they sold approximately half their interest because there was a buyer who was working with the team to establish an ownership position. Now, the buyer was not disclosed. In 2021, Sixth Street bought 20% of the Spurs and Michael Dell 10% at a reported $1.8 billion valuation.
Like I said, there's things that are uncontrollables. You know, I got injured, fell out of the lineup, fell out of playing, but I stuck with it. I stayed in the gym, was still being a great teammate, and just being a professional. So I think most importantly, it was just to you know, give me gratitude on how hard it is to do what I done did.
LeBron James and Anthony Davis huddled with Lonnie Walker IV after the Lakers beat the Warriors 104-101 last night, taking a 3-1 series lead in the Western Conference semis. Lonnie scored all of his 15 points in the fourth quarter. TCU head football coach Sonny Dykes was in town today to speak to the San Antonio Touchdown Club. In his first season at TCU, he led the Horned Frogs to a 13-2 record, winning the Fiesta Bowl but falling to Georgia in the national championship. Still a great season. Sonny says he enjoyed his trip to San Antonio.
Well, that's great. I mean, I love Central Texas. You know, I drove down this morning from Fort Worth. It was actually a great drive. It was fun. It's pretty. Wildflowers are blooming, and had some interesting weather, and so it was just fun to drive down, and you know, just fun to get around TCU fans and people that love football. And you know, Gridiron Heroes is one of the organizations that you know, that the Touchdown Club does a fantastic job supporting, and it's a great organization, and just honored to have a chance to be here and you know, talk some football, talk TCU football.
Sonny said they lost 8 players to the NFL draft. Now the current roster is just as strong or stronger than last year's. UTSA senior golfer Cameron Carrion shot a 567 today at the NCAA San Antonio Regional, being held at TPC San Antonio Oaks course. She's now 6 under par after 2 rounds and 18 holes away from advancing to the national championships. The highlight of her round was an eagle 3 on the par 5 14th, and she's leading the field in par 4 scoring, averaging 3.75. So far, she's -5 on those par 4s. Time to give the Alamo Heights lacrosse team a shout out. The Mules will face Vista Ridge in Dallas this Saturday for the state championship. The Mules are undefeated district champs, quarterfinal champs, and semifinal champions. And number 12, Bennett Flesher, was voted all-state. Good luck to the Mules. Plus, the Alamo Heights baseball team will face the Rouse Raiders in the 5A area round of the playoffs starting Friday in Austin at Concordia University. San Antonio FC forward Samuel Adeniran was named to the USL Championship Team of the Week after scoring his first goal of the season in Sunday's 2-1 win at Las Vegas Lights FC. Adeniran's selection marks the 10th time this season an SAFC player has made the weekly list. And that's it for sports.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next. He's back as mayor of San Antonio after winning re-election over the weekend, so he is back here on our KSAT Q&A with us. Mayor Ron Nierenberg, thanks so much for being here. Congrats on the win, first of all, on Saturday.
Great to be back with you, Myra and Tim, and thank you very much. I'm very gratified by the faith of the voters in me, and get ready to get back to work.
So let's talk about your final term as mayor of this city. Top priority for you, something that you were looking at over the next couple of years to say, I want this to be accomplished when I walk out.
Well, there's a lot of things, so it's hard to pick just one, but I'll tell you a few things that are high on the list. Number one, we want to make sure that we get this airport project off on the right foot. We have shovels in the ground next year. And the new terminal should be online by 28. So the redevelopment of the San Antonio airport is huge. We also have bona fide mass transit coming to San Antonio for the first time. Our north-south ART corridor is fully funded, and we are working to fill the gap and make the east-west corridor complete as well. So those will be underway. Of course, the work that goes on every single day just to make sure that families have opportunities, that there are good jobs being created, that work continues, and that the educational pathways to those good jobs are strong for every family in the city. A lot of work underway with public safety. Obviously, we've got some improvements in the contingents within our San Antonio Police Department. A lot of work underway. So it's hard in city government to select just one thing, but I've got a lot of things on my plate and a lot of things on the list that we want to make sure we get done over the next couple of years.
In the more near term, Mayor, this week we will see the expiration of Title 42. A lot of concern along the border on what that will look like as everyone is expecting a huge influx of migrants. What are we anticipating here in San Antonio? We've seen these other surges impact us. What are we expecting this time around?
Sure. And just to be clear, the lack of congressional action on immigration reform, comprehensive immigration reform over the last 2+ decades has really created challenges all across our country in local communities as we deal with these migration flows. Unfortunately, we have to deal with those impacts, and we do that in a compassionate manner. So I'm very grateful. We've been working well with Department of Homeland Security and Secretary Mayorkas. We have advanced funding to make sure that our Migrant Resource Center treats people compassionately who are here legally seeking asylum, and we get them on their way to their host families and awaiting their asylum hearings. But let me be very clear. We have to also minimize the impacts to our community, and that's what happens with the MRC. We do this in an organized manner, in a compassionate manner, and we are working through this process, and we will continue to do that in cooperation with DHS and our federal partners.
Have you been having any conversations with those at the Migrant Resource Center? I know the city's not in charge of running that anymore, but I know months ago, we were seeing with a surge of people then, it was at capacity. People were needing to find ways to move on to where they could get shelter. Anything that they're preparing for this time around?
Yeah, it's a cooperative effort, and our excuse me, our lead partner, Catholic Charities, has been doing a fantastic job. They're obviously working to make sure that they have capacity and they have funding to continue the operations and anticipate whatever surges there are. But we work in concert with them. And so as it relates to transportation, we want to make sure that folks are not who have their travel arranged are moving on their way efficiently, effectively. We also make sure that those who don't have travel arrangements get those done. They should be done, processed before they get to the MRC, and we're trying to get that word out to our partners in the network of Border Patrol and DHS along the border. So it is a cooperative effort, and what they're doing right now is just to make sure that they're moving through folks effectively, efficiently, so that we don't have folks lingering, and that bottles up capacity at the MRC.
When it comes to the city budget, you guys are going to be starting to move into that phase of the year. What are we expecting as far as how the city budget looks this year?
Well, there's a couple of big ticket items that we are looking at. Number one is that we are working through an analysis that we've done in cooperation with UTSA on the police department and what resources they need to effectively do more proactive policing. And so we are going to be adding a significant number of patrol officers this year, about 100 in the patrol division. So that's going to be a big part of the budget discussions. We're also going to be carrying forward the Animal Care Services strategic plan, so we can begin to turn our dangerous dog policies into implementation, and that we can also bring down our euthanasia rates. So a lot of that work's going to happen over the next several months. Of course, we're going into budget town halls as well. So if you have concerns, infrastructure or anything else related to the city budget, we want to hear your thoughts on that. But I will tell you that we anticipate some city tax relief this year. Once again, we will very likely be reducing the tax rate, and those discussions will start tomorrow. Excuse me.
So that's something that everybody's going to want to pay close attention to, of course, what affects all the rates that we pay in this budget season as any kind of progress moves forward with the city business. The council itself is in a period of transition, right? There are new faces that you're going to be welcoming after the election. There are still some races that are undecided, headed to runoff. So just from sort of a process standpoint, a behind the scenes look, I guess, how does the city business move forward in a time like that?
Well, it moves forward very quickly. Obviously, we have a couple of council races that are still yet to be decided with runoffs in District 1 and District 7. But our new colleague, Mark White, who is the councilman-elect for District 10, he's actually going to be going through some orientation as early as this week in anticipation of his term beginning on June 1st. So there's going to be some new faces on the dais, and that all will put them right into the vortex of our budget season. So there's a lot of ramping up to do. I will be looking at our council committee assignments and structure. Those are the things that typically happen in between terms during the summer. So I'll be working through that as well. But it's an exciting time of renewal for your city council, and want folks to feel good about how we transition from election season into the new term, and all things point to it being a very productive couple of years for our city.
Mayor, again, congrats on your final term, and thanks so much for being here with us this evening.
Great to be back with you. Thanks, Myra. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Teens who spend time at the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio's East Side branch are getting a special surprise.
Tiffany Huertas takes us to a refreshed space filled with games, TVs, computers, all for teens to enjoy.
This space is very special for our teens because they chose every single aspect of the space.
The Teen Center at the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio's East Side branch was refreshed, providing a safe and fun environment for them.
This is their teen center. This is where they come after school, where they come every summer. They get lots of different programming here. They hang out, they do their homework.
The company Aaron's is behind this $20,000 renovation. There is new furniture, arcade games, TVs, and gaming systems.
They have their own kitchen area where they have their air fryer, their microwaves, their refrigerators.
There's also a new computer room that will be used for educational purposes. Teens can search for scholarship opportunities and do homework. When teens get out of school later today, they will get to enjoy this new space.
They know this is a safe place, this is a bully-free zone, and this is a space of nurturing, and we provide them opportunities and programs to ensure that they have a great future ahead of them.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
A look outside with live cam once again. Not a bad thing to see wet roads out there, those clouds, and we're not done with this, Adam.
No, and if you missed out on a lot of the good rainfall last night and earlier today, don't worry, we have more on the way in the days ahead. But I do think we'll have a little break in that shower activity. Main line of showers and even a little bit of lightning and thunder, so a little bit of thunder with this one. This is moving into Floresville, about to approach Kennedy, Karnes City. Karnes City, you can expect this to make it to your doorstep in your backyard by 7:04 p.m. We'll be back to take a look at the radar estimates, how much rain fell and where, along with that next batch of heavy rain and how much more we could see in just a bit.
Tonight, San Antonio police say they are looking for this truck in connection to a drive-by shooting. That shooting happened yesterday on Future Drive, killing a 2-year-old girl. If you have any information about that truck, call SAPD 210-207-7635.
A man whose body was found in a ditch on Sunday has been identified as 19-year-old Jacob Lopez. San Antonio police say his body was found Sunday morning near the I-35 access road and Kiowa Street. At last check, there were no witnesses and no one had been arrested.
A woman has now been arrested for allegedly stealing a machine gun from a Converse shooting range. BCSO says Amber Herring used the ID of her dead sister during that theft. She's in the Bexar County Jail on a $30,000 bond. The gun she stole has not been found.
A man could be facing DWI charges after crashing his vehicle into a home on West Theo Avenue. San Antonio police say that driver slammed into the porch near a bedroom where a little girl was sleeping. Fortunately, no one was hurt. That man taken into custody on suspicion of DWI. And that's your 60-second recap.
Turning to weather, lots of good rain out there.
Yeah, it's nice to see, except you can't nap. At least we can. Right now.
It would be nice to nap.
Perfect napping weather, isn't it? But it's hard to wake up when you hear the pitter-patter outside, that's for sure. But we need this. This is good. This is some drought denting and, dare I say, drought busting rain for some folks. Drier, however, the next couple of days. Yes, we'll have probably a little bit of activity on the radar, but nothing like what we had out there last night and earlier today. Heavy rain, though, is likely to pick back up Friday into Saturday with some pockets of high accumulations and really heavy rainfall. I mean, we could easily see another 4 to 6 inches between now and Sunday evening. As I said, drought-busting rain for some. That's a good thing. Now, take a look at the rainfall estimates over the past 2 days. Del Rio, nothing. Valverde County, really not much off to the west. But some areas really stand out, especially just west of San Antonio, west of 281, Helotes, and then basically within I-10 and across Highway 90 there. This is where we really saw some of the highest rainfall accumulations. As for the estimates, according to the Doppler radar, get near Bandera, 4.4 inches. Around Pipe Creek, 4.2 inches. Good for Medina Lake, but not enough to fill it up. It was at 5% capacity last I checked last night as the rain started to move in. Near Sabinal, we've got radar estimates of 4 inches, and around Hondo, 3.2 inches. You get into San Antonio, east side of town, southeast side of town, really not as much. It was mostly west of Highway 281. But again, if you missed out on this activity, don't worry. I think we'll see a lot more coming in the days ahead, especially Friday into Saturday. This really stands out. Dilley had a really heavy downpour last night, flash flooding, and radar estimates of over 6 inches of rain. Now, we still have a little bit of action out there right now, but not a whole lot to speak of. Most of this is starting to work its way out of town. Notice how this action here is moving through Comal County and starting to dissipate. Garden Ridge, seeing the last of it right now. We're starting to get a break in the activity. However, Lavernia, Stockdale, Sutherland Springs moving in, Falls City moving through right now along 181. That's all pushing eastward. And I do think we'll see some showers far east of town as we go through the evening, but not a whole lot of coverage, only about 20 to 30%. This is interesting, though. You look at our satellite picture, and if you look closely, you'll see a few little swirls out there across south and central Texas throughout the day. And where we've been socked in with the clouds and intermittent rain, 60s to near 70, Bulverde 68, 70 officially at the airport, Helotes at 66. But you go off to the west, Del Rio, sunshine today and 91. Tale of two different seasons is what it's like right now. Lubbock 93, Midland 93. Meanwhile, Austin, just like us, at 71. So some lingering showers this evening, but very limited coverage and nothing severe expected. Temperatures falling into the upper 60s and holding tight there with some fog developing later tonight. But as for storm chances tomorrow, we're talking 20%. That's it. Wednesday and Thursday, 20% chance in the afternoons and evenings, so highly isolated activity. Odds favor you being dry for outdoor activities the next couple of days, especially in the afternoon and evening. It's by Friday, and then Friday night into Saturday, we ramp up those storm chances up to 80% on Saturday. Flash flooding, the primary concern going forward, opposed to any severe weather. So high winds, large hail, not as likely in these scenarios, really just more of a rain event than anything, and heavy at times. Model output here, and I think this one has the best handle on the situation in the most likely scenario. Don't pay attention to these exact numbers because that's not what you're going to get. I can promise you that. But the general idea of a good 4 to 6 inches likely for most of our area, I think, is what we'll see by the time that next batch of heavy rain moves through. So it's low clouds and fog in the morning, maybe a few sprinkles to it, 68, then 85 in the afternoon, partly cloudy. We'll be in the mid 80s all across our area, and then into the 70s for a high on Saturday with that rain. By Mother's Day, still a little bit uncertain, but some scattered lingering showers possible.
All right. Thank you, Adam. The Buzz is next. It is a tradition in Leland, North Carolina. Paddle your heart out and hope that your boat makes it. Why wouldn't it? Well, because these boats are made out of cardboard.
Hundreds of people gather to watch the competitors who hope their athletic vigor matches their boat building medal. Quite a few of them made it to the other side in their boats, and then some of them had to swim to get to the other side. Not sure how that dog did, though, but it looks like he had a good time. All right, an antelope that escaped a zoo in Massachusetts is back home with her mate after 5 weeks on the lam. Mary, who has one horn because of a birth defect, escaped from Lupa Zoo in Ludlow April 1st from a storm damaged by a fence in the enclosure. Now, local and state law enforcement officials helped the zoo staff in their search.
And a dedicated zoo worker brought her back in safely. He said her species only needs about 10 minutes of sleep at a time.
What?
I know, and is resilient to tranquilizers, apparently. Mary was spotted Saturday, and that zoo worker got her to walk into a trailer. She was reunited with her mate Sunday morning and will be slowly settling back in at the zoo.
Now we know it's superhero power.
Yeah.
Immune to tranquilizers.
10 minutes of sleep, too. I'll take that. We'll be right back.
So I think afternoon, evening outdoor plans, you got baseball games, soccer practice, whatever. I think it's going to be okay. Just a few isolated shower storms. It's Friday afternoon through Saturday. Another round of heavy rain is on the way at that point.